Do you think we should? What do you think? What do you think about the Jubilee doing this thing at Jubilee, organizing the parade at Jubilee? You have a contrary opinion.
I think that the government had some strong reasons for doing it there.
Okay.
But a few questions have to be answered. Couldn't this have been done at our iconic Independence Square at the same cost to achieve the same? The basic question that has also had to be answered is that independence was not achieved for the government. Independence was achieved for the people. And in my days, I had the pride of ironing my dress and walking from Apawan, you know Apawan,
yes,
to Sekendi Jendu Park to go and march independence. It must have a symbolic, spiritualism with me. So I agree with the government that we have to cut costs because of what we are going through. But you can spend 20 cedis at a choba. You can also spend 20 cedis at a restaurant, but the impact will be different. I would have loved the people who troop to the Independence Square. Nobody pays them. Do you pay them? No. Those who still understand. Oh, yeah, nobody paid them. But they want to be part of the participation. I pray that by next year, right, our economy would have improved. That we don't turn this, right, into the nature of our independence celebration. I am watching and watching because there's one significant thing that happens at the Independence Square. That is the perpetual flame. Honoring the soldiers who laid their life, not J.B. Dankwa, who laid their lives. You see the soldiers standing on the where we laid the perpetual. I'm looking at where this will be made.
It's across the road.
No, that one they have destroyed it.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's been destroyed.
Well, yes. Maybe they have erected the perpetual frame at the Independence. Now this place, I'm watching.
Okay.
But I'm saying that I agree with the government decision, but a few questions would have to be answered. That next year, if the economy improves, let us go back to the Independence Square, where popular participation is also accommodated.
It's part of the celebration. It's a key component of the celebration. So yes, that's the lighting of the perpetual flame, as you talked about. It doesn't look like we're going to do it. Maybe it's been arranged. Oh, they brought it to the place. Okay, I'm told they brought it to the place. So the president will be lighting it. So I know. And in fact, there was some Piali was here yesterday, and he expressed a bit of a misgivings about how we organized yesterday's celebration. In as much as he says he understands, yes, about the venue of the celebration of the independence.
Maybe an opinion, not a misgiving.
Well, that's how I interpreted it. Not the celebration itself, but where it was celebrated.
Okay.
He felt that looking at the relevance of the whole journey of gaining independence for Ghana, looking at the people who have sacrificed, as yourself, as you have said earlier, it's such a big deal, and it must be celebrated as such. He doesn't in principle, have a problem with cutting costs, because he agrees that we're in some very difficult times. But could we have still spent the same 1 million cedis at the Independence Square and still achieve the same purpose rather than doing it at the Jubilee House?
Is it a symbolism of the venue?
Because of the symbolism of the venue.
Size,
the symbolism of the venue.
Of course,
that's where he's coming from.
I think that the symbolism also of a seat of government cannot be discounted in terms of bringing citizens to the seat of government. I can understand because of the historic last, the battle has ended and Ghana, our beloved country, is free forever. I mean, those echoes of that time past would continue to remain with us. And I think we saw that on 7th January.
Okay.
So I think that we shouldn't jinx, what we did at that venue.
Right.
with of course, in 2 years, Ghana will be 70 years.
Yeah.
There will be no place better to commemorate it back than at the, the Black Star Square.
Okay.
It will happen.
Okay.
But just about the cost, it would have still been more costly.
Oh, really?
Remember, the budgets were done with that venue in mind.
Okay.
You would have needed more canopies, you would have needed more contingents.
More chairs.
Yes, more chairs,
Perhaps.
perhaps, and all of that would have come at a cost. But, it's not really like counting pennies. It is the optics of communicating to a country that even with national events like this, the optics of telling a country that even as we are asking you to make sacrifices, these are some of the sacrifices we have to make. It is the symbolism of the cutting down of a national event. So if we can cut down expenses on a national event that many people would have wanted to come around and witness, it is telling you that there is commitment to act differently to solve the problem. And that commitment will require you also losing some things or preferences, So you go back, wankameko but mintimi anko because chale eyampao e was say yen reduce our expenses. People will have those kinds of reflections. Okay. If you go to the chop bar, you would have bought 4 pieces of meat. Maybe chale, even government is cutting down costs. So let me see how I cut down my costs. We wanted to seep into our individual behaviors